Hello and welcome to the XRL European Super League highlights. We only have a shortened programme today as we've got only 4 games to show, but there are 4 crackers. On today's show we have main game highlights from the Mestalla between Valencia and Manchester United, both 2 informed sides and this could go either way. We also have the highlights from the other 3 games, including a pulsating game between Juventus and Napoli, 2 table-topping sides, and how Liverpool fared on their travels to PSG in Paris. Right, so let's head off to our main game from the Mestalla between Valencia and Manchester United. Both teams very much in form. Valencia so far haven't lost a game and are operating a similar 4-3-3 system to what they had done in their previous game which they won. Diego Alves in goal with Barragán, Mustafi, Otamendi and Gaya at the back. Parejo, Perez and this time Gomez in the 3-man central midfield instead of Javi Fuego. Piatti and Feghouli on the 2 wings with Hitman Rodrigo on the front on his own. Manchester United have gone under a bit of a revival at the minute, having won the last 2 games after a poor and slow start in their opening 2 games where they lost to Napoli and Roma respectively. They operate under a 4-4-2 system with David De Gea in goal, Valencia at right back, Smalling and Phil Jones at centre back and Marcos Rojo as a left back of sorts. Ander Herrera, Michael Carrick, Fellaini and Juan Mata operate as a 4-man midfield, looking to be quite a narrow-minded midfield, no real width there, with Wayne Rooney and Angel Di Maria up front as a 2. Let's go pitch side with Jeff Stelling and get to our match commentators Martin Tyler and Alan Smith.
Welcome to EA Sports live coverage of this matchup. Today it's Valencia against Manchester United. We're heading off to the Mestalla now. Special atmosphere this evening, as there always is, for games played under floodlights in the heart of Valencia. Here's your commentary team, Martin Tyler and Alan Smith.
Need a better performance after a defeat. I'm sure that's the simple message from the management.
They just didn't pass the ball when they had the chance in the last match, and rightfully they came second best.
Perez. Dani Parejo. Into the face of the opposition. It's a corner for Valencia. They had it for a long time, now they've lost it. Now it's with Wayne Rooney. Takes the shot off. Really powerful shot, and the goalkeeper able to deal with it. United's corner. And it's a penalty.
You don't see too many of those, you know, the way it's flown into the top left-hand corner.
Well, here we are, 12 minutes into the match, and that is the first goal. Pablo Piatti.
Wayne Rooney.
Barragán. Rodrigo. Oh, here's Perez. And yes, a goal! And they're level.
Goal from Perez, and he won't hit many better than that today. Real ferocity with that one into the bottom right.
Well, we might see Valencia at their best today. They might need to be in this company. Well, we're back at level pegging again at 1-1. On the ball. That's Michael Carrick. Mata. Phil Jones. Here's the chance. It might be needed again, the goalkeeper. Very stylish in midfield. Close range chance, got to be. This is a shot that could have put them in. Rooney. Mata. Rooney trying to find Di Maria. Opportunity here, here's the chance. Well, he's had a go. His own defensive zone. Fellaini. Rooney. Here he is with a chance, got to be. Oh, that's what we've come to see, that's a brilliant goal.
A goal from Rooney, and what a finish. Hit with real pace into that bottom left.
Well, let's take another look at the goal. So here we go with the second half. Back to him again. Well, he's passed his man here easily. In with a chance. Ah, fantastic goal.
A goal from Di Maria, and sometimes you can take your eye off the ball because it's so simple, but he hasn't.
Fellaini. Rodrigo. Here's the shot. Super goal.
Well, when it came in...
Still holding on to this one-goal advantage. Very good passes. This team are passing the ball beautifully. Wayne Rooney! They just weren't going anywhere. Penalty for Manchester United. Well, the defender in that position of whether he conceded a goal or risking getting sent off, he took the latter decision, and the risk, I'm afraid, has led to reality of the red card.
Yeah, well, that's the life of a defender. I think he had to make the challenge, Martin. And once he had, and once he didn't get the ball, there was only going to be one conclusion to it.
Brilliant save from the goalkeeper. Mata. Well, the slight tackle came in, but he's hurdled it. Rodrigo. Brilliant opening. Here's the chance. He might be needed again, the goalkeeper. It's one last attack. Can they get that late equaliser? They've been pushing for it. Angel Di Maria. Really vital interception here. Well, that's a penalty, and at this time in the match too.
When you see that, to use the power to find the top right like that.
No complaints in the goals department. 4-2.
In the 90th minute, number 10, Wayne Rooney.
Final whistle, and Manchester United have won.
Right, so that's our main game highlights between Valencia and Manchester United from the Mestalla. good close game between both sides. Both sides creating a lot of chances, and in the end, it really hinged on 3 penalty decisions given by the referee. Jay Pearce is in with the box with me as always, and Jay Pearce, we may as well go through the penalties first. They're the main decisions that really swayed the game. Run us through each of them.
Well, yeah, no, it started off with the first penalty, which was a Diego Alves mistake, and it was quite blatant that it was gonna give it away as soon as he just looked out of position to me from the word go.
And then, well, it was a coolly placed penalty by Wayne Rooney. And then our second penalty, I think, well, out of all of them, I thought that was maybe the most unfortunate one. And it also resulted in a red card for the Valencia centre-back. But what was your opinion on that? I thought initially it was unlucky, but maybe now I can see why he's given it a penalty and why he's given it a red card. It was a tackle that shouldn't really been done in the box.
Yeah, no, the more you look at it, the more you wonder what the defender was thinking. It's a slide tackle from behind. It's Rooney's tried to avoid it by jumping over the top, failed to do so and made contact with the back of his leg. He's gone down in the box, denying a clear goal scoring opportunity. That's all the things that add up to a red card, and well, luckily the goalkeeper saved it and kept him in the match at that point.
Yeah, at that point they were well and truly in the match, and well, to be fair, Stuart really didn't have many chances getting into the last few minutes of the game because maybe of that one man inferior disadvantage that he had, and they actually conceded the third penalty right near the end. Did you make that as a penalty? And it was a bit of a poor decision defensively, trying to back pass to the keeper. Alves taking that touch, bringing the player down. Penalty?
Definitely a penalty. Once again, sloppy defending, leading from the pass back. I don't think Alves anticipated that happening. Caused them the touch, which causes the player to go down, which was once again calmly slotted away. But this just 3 penalties in one match is quite extreme, and it would have been a very different game if at least 2 of them hadn't been given. But once again, Diego Alves making sloppy errors.
Do you think Alves should have got a red card for that though? Because I think possibly that was more of a red card offence than the first one, because he would have rounded the keeper and scored, and he was pulled down the striker Di Maria in the end. So why wasn't that a red card and not the first one? Or both?
Well, I don't know. Either way, he was lucky because two penalties given away. Surely at least a yellow for the second one that he gave away, but first one, that was also a contender for a yellow card as well, so he could have got sent off for 2 yellows, let alone just a straight red on the final one. So he's very lucky.
I suppose the last thing we need to look into, really, and I think this is what really may have hinged the game in CUFC Ewan's favour today for Manchester United, is the fact that Pablo Piatti had a great chance in about the 35th minute. I think even you could have scored this, Luke. Just go through it with us.
Oh, it's a pretty simple strike. He's pretty much on the right-hand side of the pitch, and he's hooked it wide, I think his right foot past the post. It was a very simple opportunity. I just said, even me or you could have scored it, Dan. So it was a very disappointing miss for Piatti, and that pretty much summed up Stuart's game. He had a couple of good chances, he just couldn't take them.
Well, yeah, that is the thing. Don't worry about me. I'll be banging in goals for fun tonight at 5-a-side, so don't worry about me. But yeah, he should have banged that in, really. But maybe being a winger, he obviously doesn't have that great shooting stat. But you shouldn't need to have a great shooting stat. You should expect defenders to put those in. But yeah, I feel like that game probably hinged on that at 1-1. It could have changed the game completely. But looking a bit more into the further context of things, Ewan's really starting to hit some good form with Manchester United. He started a little bit slow. He couldn't quite get used to the combination of strikers. They've got a lot of obviously quality strikers, although slow. But now he seems to be hitting good form. He seems to have got the right team and mix, and he's in the hunt for, a top position.
Yeah, no, he's looking to take off from where he was last season, keeping up near the top of the division. He was there for the majority of the season last time round. So Ewan's being consistently near the top, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him to win his next game.
And Stuart, I mean, he's not doing too badly at the minute. He's keeping things ticking over. Everyone was saying he had a good shout despite the team this season. He has dropped points today, 3 of them, and he's dropped points obviously in other games this season. After only 5 games to have dropped 5 points, is that good enough form to warrant winning the league, or is there too many stronger teams in the league?
Oh, I think there's going to be stronger teams in the league. I mean, you can see 5 points dropped in 5 games. It's not the best you could have. I mean, that's a win and a draw. No, sorry, a loss and a draw. Sorry, but it's when you see other people up near the top. It's a very competitive league, as it was last season. Came down to goal difference. These points he's dropping could cause him to lose on goal difference again if it gets down to that. A sloppy couple of points lost, sloppy couple of penalties conceded.
Yep, well, it's early days still. Still plenty of time, 17 more games after this one, so who knows. But let's get on to the rest of the game, starting from action from the Juventus Stadium between Juventus and Napoli. 2 sides who are in really good form, climbing up the league table, and this should be a great game and a great ending to this one, so keep watching. Our first game is an all-Italian clash in the XRL European Super League. Juventus hosting Napoli at the Juventus Stadium. And this game had to be separated into 2 because there was lag in the first half of this game, during the start of the second. So it had to be replayed, but we've done 2 sets of first halves, which gave you the 90 minutes. So here is the action. And at the start of the first half of this game, Juventus looked quite strong and Tevez was a main sort of catalyst for this, and he was running inside and out, causing the Napoli defenders all kinds of problems. And a fortunate block there from Zuniga stopped it from possibly being 1-0 to the hosts. As the first half wore on, the home side continued to look the better team, and Tevez almost latching onto a ground cross there, almost making it 1-0, but the ball finds its way to Alvaro Morata, the Spanish international, played quite sparingly by the manager of Velexity, and he actually found his first goal of the season. It could have easily been 2-0 just a few minutes later. Napoli were seriously on the strings there, Paul Pogba just heading wide. Napoli, though, had a chance right at the end of the first half, and this was really their first time in this sort of area having good chances. A great save there from Buffon, showing all of his experience. As the second half started, although at the same end, Tevez had a good chance to run at the defence once more, getting round numerous players before trying to finesse a shot, the keeper getting down smartly and stopping the ball quite quickly. And with just a few minutes left of the second half, although it's only saying the 45th minute, Tevez had a great chance to make it 2, finding Pogba, who actually just had a shot on goal. It was, in the end, a fantastic save by the Napoli keeper, and one that proved to be very crucial in this game, as just a couple of minutes from the resulting corner, Mertens was unleashed on goal, and he actually found the net, and Velexity will be very, very unhappy that he conceded, as he was the better team throughout this game. It ended 1-1. Our next game comes between 2 sides who have had contrasting starts to the season. PSG have yet to pick up a point, and their goal difference isn't looking too good at that, with Liverpool, who have just starting to hit top form like I Love Jigsaws did at the end of last season. And it was the away side who took the lead after 17 minutes. Daniel Sturridge getting it onto his favoured left foot and banging it into the top right corner to make it 1-0 to the away side, and probably what they deserved at this stage of the game. PSG were looking to play 5 at the back in this game and tried to hold out for a draw. Obviously that wasn't going to happen early on, and it could have easily been 2-0 there. A great save by the keeper of PSG there, just palming it onto the netting of the top of the goal. Henson got through later on from a great pass from Balotelli, and that was saved onto the post. PSG could have easily been maybe 2 or 3 down, and it was 2-0 here, with Felipe Coutinho netting his second in 2 games, coolly under pressure there. The keeper did run out to try and stop that from happening, but it was 2-0 nonetheless. With half-time approaching, Balotelli could have made it 3. Again, the keeper, Sirigu, the Italian international, actually made a decent save there, coming out to stop the oncoming Balotelli, his teammate nationally. Ibrahimovic did have a chance in the closing part of the first half, but the angle was always narrowing. At the start of the second half, he had a second chance, wrestling the crossbar from range. We all know Ibrahimovic can hit those long shots, but he'd been kept relatively quiet in this game, and it could have easily been 3-0 again to the away side, but Henderson just firing over. He looked a threat as well, more from the assist point of view, but he did have some good chances. Sterling also had a volley in the 62nd minute, and the chances were racking up. By this point in time, PSG had made a change to their formation, played 4 at the back, but that didn't seem to make a difference as they were bombarded with effort upon effort. They should have stayed at 5 at the back. It could have been made 3 a few minutes later in the 80th minute, and it was Sturridge finessing it around the keeper. He did well to keep onside there, and it was made 3-0, and, well, it was an unassailable lead with just 10 minutes to go. With 3 minutes to go, they could have got one back, Cavani forcing a sharp save from Simon Mignolet in goal. But that is how it ended here, 3-0 to the away side, and Liverpool continuing their ascendancy up the table, really pushing Napoli for that top spot. Our final game is between two sides who struggled to score by big margins, that is for sure. Man City and Chelsea in an all-Premier League tie at the Etihad Stadium. It was a very drab game with only a very few chances, so one goal was definitely going to win this, and Jesus Navas managed to force a save out of the keeper there, Thibaut Courtois, but a decent save at that. Unfortunately, the shot was straight at him. As the first half went on the 33rd minute, Costa had Chelsea's first attempt at goal, the Spanish international firing over from about 20 yards, and Chelsea's attempts were limited to quite long-range efforts throughout the game, showing that the Man City defenders could cope. Cahill blocking there a shot from Aguero. The resultant corner, Navas found a great area to cross the ball, forcing Thibaut Courtois out of his comfort zone, and Kompany getting onto the head and headed it pretty much into an open goal. Fabregas couldn't quite get there from the inside post. So 1-0 at the half-time interval between Man City and Chelsea, and the second half sort of was in the same sort of vein. Not really too many key chances within this game. It did feel like only one chance that if it went in was going to separate this, and a audacious effort there from Chelsea to try and make it 1-1. It was soon 2-0 here in the 83rd minute. Jovetic scoring, but unfortunately it was ruled offside by the linesman. It was very, very close, but the linesman referee probably just got it right. In the 88th minute, this was Chelsea's best chance in the game. Hazard getting a bit fortuitous there with the luck of the bounce, but he couldn't quite get it in the inside post, and it finished 1-0 to the home side Man City, who aid their chances and stopped Bobbert from climbing up the table after him. So let's have a look at the standings of the XRL European Super League after the 5th round of games. At the top of the division is SC Napoli, managed by Just Like Senna. He's picked up 13 points from his opening 5 games, remaining unbeaten in the process. In second is Liverpool, and he's really starting to get into form now, the defending champion. I Love Jigsaw. He's on 12 points, 1 point behind our leader. Valencia, managed by Stuart, is overcoming all the odds and is in 3rd place at the minute with one of the inferior teams in the league, with Juventus 4th place managed by Velexity on equal points. In 5th place is Manchester United after their run of good form, 3 wins in 3, with Chelsea going down to 6th place on goal difference, or actually goals scored. In 7th place is XRL Fearless, just ahead of XRL Burnley's Man City, with Blackster Hills Athletic Madrid in 9th. Roma, PSG and Arsenal occupy the relegation spots, with Arsenal having a really inferior goal difference and recently sacking their manager. Let's have a look at the Division 2 table now, and we have Shakhtar Donetsk, top of the league by Pure Hamilton. He's got a +6 goal difference and is on 12 points so far this season. Lyon, managed by Diverse M, is chasing him very, very quickly though. He's on 11 points. They've just started to open a gap on third and the rest of the teams in the league. Lazio, managed by RFC for Life, is in third place, followed by Inter Milan, who's managed by LGS, who's actually just picked up the Arsenal job. So the new manager of them will be Hugo the Smith, who will start in week 6. Athletic Bilbao, who are in 5th place, are also on 7 points, with Spurs 1 point below. They're on 6 in 6th place. Equal on points with Gravedigger is JPS's Wolfsburg, AC Milan, Everton and Porto. 1 point behind is CUFC Jackson's Galatasaray, and in the bottom position is Zenit St Petersburg, managed by WF1 Bottas, with 4 points from their opening 5 games, just showing how close this division is. One win can put you into the playoff spots, even if you're bottom of the league. So over the course of the season, with 17 games to go, it should be very, very close, and we hope to show you more action from Division 2 in the future. Marco Reus, Angel Di Maria and Daniel Sturridge are our top league goal scorers in the Super League, and we hope to see you next week for Week 7 of the XRL European Super League.